cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Case. Big update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.
Welcome back to StarSeries Season 7. We're here with the final game of the day. It is, of course, ENCE versus FaZe. I'm here with Harry. How are you feeling coming into this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think you and I have done very well today, right? We have such a sick matchup here, Hugo. You know, I mean, but ENCE looking phenomenal as of late, right? They lost to Vitality, obviously, just the other day, which, you know, was a bit surprising to some, right? Vitality doing a great job to actually win that best of 3 in a close 3-map series. But other than that, you know, they're sitting 2-1, a chance to actually make it through to the playoffs. Yeah. Things looking good right now. And FaZe, you know, obviously they had that kind of asterisk of a start, right, with ENCE having a stand-in for Guardian. But they still were able to win that first game, and, you know, they're now sitting in this 2-1 spot as well. Yeah. Both these teams actually looking pretty decent at this event. ENCE maybe less surprisingly so than FaZe. It's like, you know, we expected ENCE to do pretty well here. FaZe was that, you know, there was a bit of a question mark by them, right? They have been a bit hit and miss.
I feel like we haven't really seen FaZe tested to the same potential, at least what we would like here. Obviously, we had that loss versus Renegades yesterday. Great match, you know, really well played by Renegades. But other than that, I mean, FaZe have played Vici and Pain here. Definitely not two of the, you know, top teams in this event by any means. Already, you know, both eliminated. So, yeah, this is going to be a real test for FaZe. I think if you know, I definitely think you could say ENCE's favourites coming into this one, right, given their recent performances. But I think we got a 3-mapper ahead of us, Harry. It may be 10 p.m. here, but I think we got a long one, and that's all good. You know, we've had some longer games in the past, so now moving into this, at least all the Europeans are wide awake and ready to watch. So that I'm all for that, Harry. I want more viewership. I want everyone here for this final game of the day.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Now. Yeah, we can see here's the best players of the tournament thus far. Hugo, at least for kills. Now, obviously, no one from this game in there. But, you know, I mean, well, actually, that somewhat surprises me. You know, we don't have a few more appearances, especially when you kind of look at this FaZe roster of the opponents that they've been playing. As you said, we haven't seen them tested yet. And it's going to be, well, actually, that's not true. Renegades definitely tested them. But other than that, yeah, they've had a pretty easy path to get here. And, you know, Renegades is an interesting one to actually look at quickly, just so we have these map stats on in the background, Hugo. I mean, Renegades look fantastic right now at this event. Obviously, they get through 3-0, right? They're going kind of above and beyond everyone's expectations. So, you know, I feel like when you look at FaZe losing the Renegades there, they lose versus the Renegades that's playing very, very well, right? ENCE, meanwhile, you know, they've looked good, but that loss to Vitality was very uncharacteristic. And then you look at the other teams they've played, right? They played Spirit. Spirit have been another team that have kind of surprised us at this event. Now, they were able to take that pretty cleanly. And they obviously took that 2-0 versus Vici just yesterday. So, you know, but both of these teams haven't necessarily had the hardest path through this event. This is certainly going to be the toughest matchup maybe that they've had thus far.
Map visas are in though, Harry. We've got Dust2, the pick of FaZe, Nuke chosen by ENCE, and then finishing off over on Overpass. Pretty fun best-of-3 series, and we're straight into things, Harry. We are waiting for no one and nothing. It is going to be that first map of Dust. Obviously, knife round to the sides. It's going to be FaZe taking that one, it seems. And they will get the pick. But again, on Dust2, not going to be too much of a problem. Doesn't really matter where you start at the end of the day. Obviously, you're going to have your preference, but pretty equal map as far as maps come. And obviously, Harry, this is going to be for that playoff spot. The loser of this best-of-3, not eliminated. They get another chance. They get a bounce back in that 2-2 matchup. And I would say, like, out of these teams, both of them should be making it through to the playoffs. I think it would be a huge surprise if they didn't. Obviously, it depends on those draws that we have yet to see. But yeah, I think I don't want to say they're guarantees, but I'd be a bit, you know, worried if if both of these teams didn't make it through, you know, to that top 8.
Yeah, most definitely. Now, the one thing I think that is interesting about that, though, is with a few of these teams showing up and surprising us so much, you know, there is a very real danger that if you are one of these teams, you know, dropping down into that 2-2 slot, I wouldn't say you're like hard guaranteed the slot as maybe we've seen at other StarSeries, right? Where, you know, even if a team loses this game now, it's like, well, you know, at least we're going to be facing off against some not as tricky opposition. You know, you look at a lot of the teams here though that are still left in this one, right? And even the teams that are seeded, or were, you know, not seeded rather, even the teams that are ranked lower, like Team Spirit, for example, they've looked pretty phenomenal thus far, right? So it feels like we have a lot of the teams that are left in, you know, really rising to the occasion. So this is a pretty important matchup for both of these guys because you're not guaranteed that playoff spot. Now, you can see both ENCE and FaZe, you know, dig a bit of dust. ENCE maybe a little bit more so. They've elected to play it quite a lot. And, you know, I think the most notable loss, actually hilarious, I was going to say victory. The most notable loss that screams to you there is the 14-16 versus Starladder. So that's pretty mental. But both of these teams having a good showing on it. So I think we're going to be in for one hell of a map and one hell of a series here, Hugo.
Yeah, FaZe certainly touting a good, you know, stat line at least there, right? Their only loss being versus Astralis as well, another close game, 16-13. But as you can see, far more frequently played by ENCE here. We're going to get into it regardless, though, Harry. Pistol round should be coming up in just a second, and obviously the first of many. I imagine we will be seeing a 3-mapper here, but anything is possible. I don't think we can see FaZe 2-0 this. However, I would say there's far more of a chance of ENCE taking this in 2. Obviously, with that Nuke pick coming in second, that may be a bit of trouble for FaZe.
Yeah, most definitely, right? Because Nuke has been one that FaZe have been pretty keen on vetoing out as of late. But this is one of the strengths of ENCE right now. I think, you know, you could definitely make the argument that they are one of, if not perhaps the best train team in the world right now, right? So that's what we saw FaZe actually go ahead and veto to kickstart this. They had the choice. Do they veto Nuke, a map that they've been, you know, pretty keen on vetoing as of late, or do they get rid of ENCE's, you know, best map, Train? And they do decide to go for that. So anyway, into the pistol round here, Hugo. X7 going to be donning the utility over on the side of ENCE. FaZe slowly but surely pressuring long. This is where Adread and Rain can be spotted right now. And Rain's going to sneak himself into the corner here at blue. Nico, in the meantime, has aggressed down through short and has dispatched of aerial as he looked to try and wrap in through the lower tunnels there. So ENCE already losing a man early on, and maybe that slows down the rate at which they're able to take control of mid. They don't seem all too deterred by Nico's presence over towards short. He backs off and does actually drop down into CT. It looks like we might see the A-split come in from ENCE as they're setting up players over towards short. They show their hand a bit over in middle. Alexa B not able to find anything with that PT-50. They're looking for something, but FaZe aren't giving anything up.
Yeah, FaZe, well, they are giving up the A bomb site right now. ENCE have been given a clear path to get this bomb down. Nico's flanking them as well. This is going to be very, very surprising to the ENCE guys who have no idea that there's a man right on their tail. He does fire off a pot shot, tagging X7. That's going to mean the bomb. Oh dear, it's been dropped. Nico, he's going to be able to get away with it as well. They try and double back, try and chase him down, but he's going to be tearing heads left and right, Harry. 3 for him. 1-0 for FaZe Clan. They take the pistol round. What a strong start. It definitely seemed like ENCE, every game plan there just really didn't come up top trumps. They send Alexi B out long with a pistol, with a P250 armor rather, to try and get a pick. Unable to do so. In the meantime, they lose the mid control from Nico's aggression on Cat. And Alexi B, again, as you said, aggressing back into mid, trying to get another pick on Guardian. But not, FaZe Clan not giving up any kills there, not giving ENCE the ability to get a man advantage, and just settling back, giving up the A site and letting Nico do his business. It's now just going to be Glocks for ENCE. Got to give away a second, looking for the third round buy, and FaZe are armed to the teeth as well. SMGs to make the money, rifles to keep the range, and the Dren, he's getting aggressive as well. FaZe already a confident start into this map, not afraid to test the boundaries of ENCE. Now obviously this is a Glock round, so this is exactly where you would expect CT aggression, but Nico only has a USP, and he's looking to repeat the heroics of the previous round as ENCE set up on short.
Ooh, run boost, Nico. Trying to tap him down, but actually the Glocks have found the man inside of the bomb site. ENCE, they're going to be allowed to get the bomb now. Now Nico's landed a few choice shots here to mop up the ENCE players. Alexa B does manage to drop him. The Glocks are able to get away with a hell of a lot, all things considered. Defuse will come in, but not a clean-cut round as FaZe would have liked. They would have loved to have kept a few more players alive. Now Nico, let's not forget, only had the USP. Now he's saved a little bit extra, so he's all fine. But Guardian decides to buy the AWP. They move into the double AWP setup. That's what I was wondering if we were going to see come through with Nico saving in that previous round. And indeed we do. So off the bat, double AWP setup for FaZe. And Arlu does have his out. Now critical note, he doesn't have armor behind it. So he will be a little bit more limited in terms of how he can look to play with it.
Cat boost for FaZe as well. They've doubled up here, sent both Rain and Guardian, Nico rather, up onto that position with the AWP. We could see this corner boost on short to peek down lower tunnels, but ENCE are aware of the possibility of aggression. We've already seen Nico do it before, so they will just volley it off for the time being, not allow FaZe to get too deep into this. In the meantime, the bomb's still sat in tunnels, and Guardian peering into the B tunnels with the AWP, getting very aggressive as well. We'll be able to find that first pick. X7 going down. ENCE already losing the first man. This double setup for short is about to come into play as well. And there's the AWP striking off. Rain's not even needed. Nico finds 2. The Molotov to cut Adlo off of trying to grab this bomb once again. And now ENCE sat in a very tough spot.
Oh my, it looks like Rain's even considering toying with that smoke. He actually tried to peek crowd on the left-hand side of it. Don't think he spotted anyone. Ali's presence here will go undetected for now. Sergey's been allowed to get out through long, but 45 seconds, the bombing control of FaZe. ENCE really are going to struggle if they want to try and find anything from this round. Already, both falling back over towards long. They're going to group up and try and push in together, but yeah, they might just elect to save here, Hugo.
Yeah, it's a tough call, right? You want the AWP going forward. You don't want to just throw that away into your first rifle round in what is a near impossible 2-on-5, but at the same time, it's not like ENCE are going to be able to piece together a buy in the follow-up round. That loss bonus yet to kick in here for the T side. So save for ENCE, and FaZe won't be chasing. They're perfectly fine with getting away with this double AWP and a flawless rifle round. Rather playing their own game, building up their economy early on the CT side is going to be the aim for FaZe Clan, and that's exactly what they get done. 5 alive and 3-0 taken here on the CT side. As said, loss bonus not there for ENCE, so pistols, armor maybe, but you're not going to get a whole lot behind this. You really would love a bomb plant as well, meaning that Alo and Sergey will be able to buy up in that follow-up round if that is the case, rather. But yeah, ENCE are going to force. Fair enough decision, knowing that it would be obviously hard-pressed to get Alo and Sergey on guns next round if they were to eco this one. So still 2 AKs behind it, lacking some utility, but let's see what they can get done with it.
Alu fast out through mid, and he's able to finally deal with Nico, who has been a bit of a nuisance for ENCE. And so for the first time in this game, we see them sitting with a man advantage, and they look to try and capitalize on it. Now Adren with this AWP. Going to get followed up onto by the MAC-10 of all guns, so he gets dropped. And now they say bomb site, ripe for the taking. That bomb's going to go down now. It's planted for sure, and this is where Alu resides with that AWP. Sergey and Alexa B all going to fall off and join him. And for FaZe, you know, almost definitely thinking about the save here, and they will just be committing to it. Guardian really does want to keep a hold on this AWP.
They might catch access here. Rain's looking for the leg, but ENCE aren't giving him the opportunity for now. Obviously, they're not going to be keen to chase, but saving back up on the catwalk means that Rain's not going to be able to find any suspects here. Alexa B almost looked like he wanted to drop, but he will not. Guns kept up for FaZe. Flawless round for ENCE. That's a great recovery considering the absolute mess that was the previous buy round that FaZe were able to overcome. And now we have FaZe piecing together the buy for another one. The good thing is ENCE, who struggled to even get, you know, full rifles in that previous round, are now going to have everything, all the trimmings. The armor board up for Alu, upgrades as well, full utility. So all fine and dandy here for ENCE on the T side, and a quick pause as well.
Yeah, hopefully a tactical and not technical in nature, because we've seen our fair share of both of those today. But yeah, I mean, you know, for FaZe, it was a good start, right? But now ENCE picking up their first. This is where you imagine they start to try and get back into this one. Now, obviously, we saw these guys face each other not too long ago, Hugo, just at Blast Pro Sao Paulo, and it was ENCE to best FaZe there. Now, that was on Nuke once again. That is our second map if we get there. So, you know, only time will tell if history is going to repeat itself.
If we get there.
Well, no, sorry, when we get there.
I was going to say, best of one here. Well, back in we go. That was just a short tactical for ENCE there, so clearly some game plan coming into this round. Some changes being made over on this T side. Smoke down along early on, does cut ENCE off, but they'll go right through it. Aerial getting aggressive. He finds that first pick, looking for a little bit more, but the Dren trades it. Luckily enough, X7 is still here, and Nico will relieve some of the pressure from Carl by dropping this short split. Great work around the edge of the smoke. Sergey couldn't even see him there, and Nico finds a double. Can he get any more done? No. Spam down. X7 will equalize the situation. The issue is that bomb. It's still up on the catwalk. Alu, in the meantime, doubled back to middle, and he has dropped that rotation off of B. But Guardian, he's crept up. He may be able to catch up this kill. And now, in the 1v1, the issue is, does he know where the bomb is?
Yeah, Guardian, not entirely. She starts to clear out mid, and actually it looked like Ali was going to try and head him off over towards Ong, but they will face down in middle. Now Ali switches out to the AK. One shot is all that's required to drop Guardian, but the timing. He just manages to avoid Ali. Little does he know it. It's a game of cat and mouse. Guardian over on short, turns around, tries to land the shot, but Alu's there, and that's the AWP retrieved. So ENCE will be on to their second. It comes down to the wire.
Yeah, big brain play from Alu as well. He goes back towards long to swap out his AWP for one of the AKs dropped down there, knowing that Guardian was tagged up earlier in the round and aware that if he wins that clutch, he's going to get an AWP dropped over from the body of Guardian anyway. So, you know, it's a win-win really. Or, you know, he loses the clutch, but running the rifle against the low HP on the AWP definitely put Alu in a favorable position, despite Guardian finding that bomb up on the catwalk. 3-2 here. And already we're seeing Nico off to a stunning start. He has been fantastic this tournament so far for FaZe.
Perhaps more worryingly, it's Nico and Guardian off to a good start, right? That double AWP potential over on the side of FaZe is what, you know, can make them so terrifying on a map like Dust2, a map that kind of is a bit of an AWPer's paradise, right? Can be defined by teams that have a strong double AWP.
And they'll go for it again.
Yeah, going to look to move into it once again over on the side of FaZe. Split between Guardian and Nico. Now there's no armor behind, I believe that was Guardian there. Oh, there's the odds. And you can see ENCE actually the favorites in this matchup, Hugo.
Yeah, by a good considerable margin as well. That's not it's not too close of a setup there, but fair enough. I think that's fairly justified, not only, as you said, given that blast match that we just saw last week.
It's kind of insane how ENCE went from being, you know, like a team that could definitely, you know, take. It was like an upset team, right? But never was one that was able to replicate too much success. And you know, now being, you know, one of the best teams in the world, almost. You know, like definitely up there in the top 10, top 5 even.
Oh, nice
Ali,
pick.
down through mid, kickstarts this round for the Finns. No response from FaZe. Olof quickly darts down into middle to retrieve that AWP from Guardian's body.
And little did ENCE know it, but they could have definitely rushed into that B site for a few seconds there. FaZe left it completely open, and ENCE, who are already set up outside of B with the bomb, unfortunately missed an opportunity there.
Ariel looks a little different.
He's sitting far away from his master.
Yeah, he's so good. He's like mastered telekinesis or something too. That's terrifying. Hello.
No hands on the keyboard needed.
Do you reckon he knows he's being filmed? I don't think so. Oh, well. So, man advantage taken for FaZe. Didn't even spring for a camera on Ali. But now we're going to flash out in through mid. Rain is holding close here with this UMP. Chance for him. I was going to say maybe to find something, but instead he's going to get this information that no one's pushing out through mid. They throw that smoke down, and it denies a bit of vision over towards B. Now, rotation from Nico into CT, in spite of the fact FaZe didn't see anything, and we're going to see what we saw a few rounds ago. Nico and Rain slowly but surely pressuring middle. Now, in the meantime, ENCE, they've already split into this bomb site. Sergey now emerges from top mid. He's there just to keep an eye on this wrap from FaZe, and he's locked it down. So no chance of FaZe in this round. They're already backing off, looking to try and save. Adren is over here at long. Maybe he could look to get away with an AK if Sergey gets a little too curious.
But nice read from ENCE there as well, right? They, as you said, you know, we've already seen FaZe attempt that short flank in previous rounds, and ENCE are one step ahead of it. Especially when you get the A site for free like that, even at 5-on-4, you're going to be questioning, okay, what are FaZe doing? Are they aggressive on long? Are they flanking us from middle? And well, both, in fact. Adren gets picked off down on the doors, and so does Rain on the back line as well. So another clean round for ENCE here. 5 players kept alive as the score is eventually equalized. These AWPs are still in the hands of FaZe, still dangerous as ever in that follow-up round. That being said, though, ENCE have been, you know, getting those opening kills with Alu on the AWP round after round. So we need someone from FaZe to be able to try and shut that down, because they have started off these last couple of rounds in a 4-on-5. However, this is not the best of situations for FaZe to be in. As you can see, the money skew-if, to say the least. Olof dropping that AWP back over to Guardian. P250 alongside his armor, but everyone else just ecoing here for the FaZe side of things.
Still, double AWP into this sort of round is definitely something FaZe can look to try and work with. Now they assemble this boost. Guardian able to pluck Alexa B from the ranks of ENCE early on. Oh, Arlu instantly trading. Now that AWP going to get passed around, and this is the thing, you know, 1 AWP is scary enough, but 2, as we're seeing, is pretty deadly. FaZe getting damage on Olof decides, you know, he wants to show the pistols are just as good, and in the blink of an eye, it's Sergey left in this 1v4, wondering where it went oh so wrong for ENCE in this round. Look at the map. FaZe are just everywhere. I mean, obviously, they only really have pistols around these AWPs, so they can afford to push these players into the back line. They can look to go hunting. And because of the information that Adren and Olof get there, clearing out mid from long doors and clearing lower tunnels, they know exactly where the last man is up for ENCE.
But luckily enough, as said, ENCE have been getting these very, very clean rifle rounds with 4 or 5 players kept alive each time. So money is not the issue for the time being. And Ali's back on the AWP. Was able to equalize that pick onto Guardian in the previous round, but unfortunately got shut down by Rain on the picked up AWP. Now this time it's a fast long player, at least an attempt. X7 going straight past the Molotov, and he does get around the corner. They don't know. FaZe have no idea that he's this deep, and he'll get a free kill off the back of that. Quickly traded by Adren. Won't let ENCE get too ahead of themselves. Eventually backing off of long here. And FaZe have been doing a really good job at containing this position, never allowing ENCE to get, you know, really more than one. And always traded every time they've gotten a man out by the dumpster. ENCE now settle back into a default once again, try and bait out the rest of the utility for FaZe before they commit to something. Another molly down on long for Adren. He's got his own smoke to keep them at bay. But a minute 10 on the clock. Where do ENCE decide to go? It's back up through the mid position. They could jump catwalk as well, but that bomb has crossed tunnels. So with plenty of smokes, ENCE had the ability to throw in a mid to be fake, hit that cat up later in the round. They still have Sergey holding the outside of long to even split A from that position or catch mid rotations. Olaf might be walking into his death.
Uncharacteristic missed shot there from Alu as Olaf is able to just jump on by. Now he's there to reinforce the B bomb site. And as Alu spots that, he's going to make the call. And now there's an extra man inside of B. And you can see Sergey's long rotating in through T-spawn. This is looking like it could culminate in the A play here. They throw this smoke down. Now we saw ENCE do this earlier on where they throw these mid smokes and then hit the A bomb site. But no, it's a mid to B. They're going to try and take this B bomb site. And this is where Guardian and Olaf reside. They spot the first man. Guardian there with the AWP. 7 seconds left. That bomb has to go down. And Guardian, he cements this round for FaZe. The wrap from Adren going to catch Alu off guard down in mid, and FaZe on it to a 5th round.
Yeah, I mean, you can see ENCE had the read there, right? They saw Olaf go for the cross. They instantly backed out of tunnels and left the T-spawn flank that Sergey was pulling in to join up with his team in those tons. But going for the sneak mid to B play was not to be, as FaZe's AWPs again reigning supreme. As you've said, Harry, Guardian and Nico both looking on fire right now for FaZe. 9 and 10 kills respectively, topping the charts. And ENCE, they're just on Glocks and Deagles. Scout coming in for X7, but this is a pretty weak buy, all things considered. ENCE just waiting for that follow-up round. FaZe's rotations so far have been really good, from getting aggressive along and regrouping. Something is going on in the other room.
What's going on?
I have no idea. I'm getting deafened.
I can't tell if it's good screaming, bad screaming, like
something in between.
Well, I mean, ENCE doing some screaming of their own here. They're okay. Somehow they're getting kills with the Glocks. They manage it every round. Nico still posted up over at long. He's going to shut down another 3 kills for him here. He's hungry. I was going to say for the ace, but Olaf's not a fan of giving that away. And Alu left in the 1v4. Now, 2 of these players are tagged up. He can look to find decent damage, but he just gets slowly spammed down there over at Gandalf. And now FaZe, 6-3. Commandeering lead in this map thus far. Of course, they were the team to win out the pistol.
That definitely helps. I mean, money has been on FaZe's side throughout the entirety of this game so far. Clean rounds, saving the double AWP every single time that they actually do lose a round, and consistently being in the lead here, although not for long. Alu's going to be able to find the pick down middle. Guardian getting a bit too aggressive there. Nico showing his AWP up on the catwalk as well, but he will miss a shot. The flash was in his face and forced him back. X7 the pick to B, and that's the only B player. He's just going to run on in. This should be a guaranteed ENCE round unless Rain can change it. He's close to the door, but smoked and mollied out of the bomb site. The only bastion of hope here for FaZe is this bomb is a while away. It's going to take ages to rotate in, but Rain is pushed through the smoke and caught Alexi B with his pants down. Trade for X7 and Alu on the flank, and this might just be what seals the deal. Nico heard it, but it was too little too late, and Adren now stuck in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, now there is plenty of money for FaZe here, so he's going to take a bit of a look in, see what he can find. But a 1v3 B-side retake is optimistic, to say the least. As Adren tries to fall back, he might even get caught off guard by this wrap round from Aerial. Ooh. Okay, no, he had the read. He was primed and ready, and X7 toying with the idea of peeking. And that shot will confirm it. X7 doesn't need to take the re-peek there. Adren falls back. Does at least hold on to the AWP. So FaZe will still have a buy coming in this next round. I mean, they would regardless, but it's been made that much cheaper. Don't want to risk throwing too many bodies at this, especially not with losing X7 to the bomb. That's a bit of a mistake there, because they were at that 3-save loss bonus. It's going to get eroded down by 1. So they will get 1,900. Well, if they lose the next.
Yeah, actually, that one player going down to the bomb makes a huge amount of difference for ENCE.
Makes the buy here, I mean, already not that great. And then you take into consideration they're only getting $1,900 if they lose this round. So the hard reset is very much a potential here. for FaZe Clan.
Again, a heavy long utility for FaZe, but ENCE will not be biting. They've set up early in the B tunnels once again. This is just a default, take those tunnels control. And this time, without that supporting AWP down middle that has been so strong for Alu already, beating Guardian multitudes of times. Said he just sits up on that B site. Nico again playing down on the catwalk, but he's going to have a few ENCE players walk his way. Double setup is going to be so powerful. Rain playing anti-flash as well. It goes over the top, and Nico hits one. He'll get traded straight away, but here's Rain able to drop the bomb. Will he be able to escape, or he's just going to commit to the fight here? It's his best option. Alu not able to find that shot off. Rain somehow gets a nade, and that gives him the room to back off out of short. So FaZe, they give away the bomb, but they retain the 4-on-3, and that's definitely the right call here. Where else to ENCE reaggress? Because Olofmeister is probing those B tunnels. He has a peer, he sees it's clear, and he might even rotate off the back of it. Guardian's still trying to lock down that mid position, but it's going to be up to long where ENCE decide to make their mark. Sergej certainly doing that, finding the entry to Adren, leaving just Rain here on the site. But will they expect him so close?
Oh, they do, but he's still fully blind and actually might be able to drop Alu, and with it, the bomb. 30 seconds on the clock here, and ENCE, they really have to think about if this is a fight they want to take. They try and wait for X7 to get into position in the bomb site, and he will delete Rain. Even goes as far as to spot Olof. Alu tries to throw the bomb across. He's got a good throwing arm, but sadly, just extends a tiny bit too far out, and he will go down as a result. X7 faking this bomb plant. 7 seconds, that might cost him the round, and yeah, the Molotov rains in. He has to get this planted, and oh, it's a ballsy plant. Olof spots him on the jump shot, but oh, nothing's connecting. And X7, 7 HP, there's still a chance, and now he's found Guardian. Things get dire here. Olof might come to regret trying to land that jump shot there. X7 just 7 HP, balls of steel to have even got the bomb down here. And now just Olof left to find. One shot is all it's going to take him down. X7 holds the angle. Olof peeks into it, and Olof is able to mop him up.
Really nice try from X7, though. I mean, even able to avoid Olof jumping up on the car there, back on long. That could have been a great off angle to catch him off guard, but still hitting this shot. X7 not able to close out the 1v2, but a bomb plant there is still going to be worth its weight in gold for ENCE. As you said, money's still not there, but one more round and it shall be. They can get deagles, they can get armor here. Maybe even another scout can be dropped over. But FaZe so far, commanding lead, 7-4 on their map pick. The CT side looking very, very good. Their money beginning to run dry, but they've got one more in the tank at least. Double AWP is back. And ENCE, they're setting their sights towards B early on with 5 players in the tunnels. It looks like a rush, but Guardian's playing for the information. Smoke in his face. The shot missed on the jumping player. They're going to run right in. He needs to bail out. Olofmeister must help his teammate at the back of the site. He finds a lot of damage, but no kills. This cannot be a round that FaZe can afford to lose. Guardian tries his best to hold it on. The flash through allows Rain to get into position, but it's just Guardian here with 2. Alu making it worth its while, and a double with the Org has kept this round intact, but Nico does not want to allow for a bomb plant. One more for him. Spots Sergej at the car, tag from below the site, but not going to be able to hit the shot. Might want to bail. 13 HP. And now FaZe, do they even let this bomb go down?
Oh, they most certainly do, and they don't really have much of a choice in the matter at this point. Nico and Adren, 2v2 retake required, and Alexa B going to catch Adren going for the jump peak. Nico with just 11 points of health. This is a round that FaZe should have never given away. And it's all on the back of Alu with that one Org. He was able to find 3, the hat trick to set this round up. Nico, time ticking on down. He has to get into this bomb site if he wants to go for it, and it might just be the save call here for FaZe. That is a gut-wrenching call to have to make as well. It's the eco round from ENCE. It's going to be a round for the Finns. Nico just has to run with his tail between his legs. He might even get caught. Sergej dies as he's about to peek mid. The timing could have not been worse there.
It seemed like indecision for FaZe on that B site, right? We had Guardian fighting on the door. Rain gets there in time, and as said, that you can't give up that bomb site if you're FaZe. You've got to definitely give it a go, considering ENCE have 5 pistol players in B, and Alu's already picked up an Org and got 2 kills with it. So Rain gets flashed in through the door, gets aggressive, blocked by Guardian, almost looked like he tried to bail out the site, and then gets caught in between Guardian and the rest of the ENCE side. So yeah, that's a very awkward, sloppy attempt at trying to essentially retake the bomb site before the bomb went down. It's going to cost FaZe the round, and the jump from Adren as well up in window, not sure about that one. Obviously going to be hugely inaccurate. while midair, and Alexibi just pops a couple of bullets right into his skull. So, yeah, questionable decisions from FaZe. They're definitely showing some confidence here, but it's not necessarily converting into the round. And ENCE pick up a huge eco win, Harry. Now, the reason that's so important is FaZe were already on the tipping point, and you can see that now their money really has been crunched. No rifles apart from that AWP.
It kind of seems insane that, you know, FaZe could have 27 kills between Nico and Guardian and still have the game be this close. You're already 13 rounds in. Early on, it's just a fast play from ENCE out towards long. X7 had the spawn, and he's keen to just force FaZe away from this portion of the map. They even set Sergey up down in the pit. Now, I'm curious if we're going to see Alu be the one that gets posted up in this position. How we used to see a lot of these defaults in Dust play out, was you would try and get your AWPer down into the pit because it's such a strong angle to hold, and they will throw Alu down in there now as well. And I mean, he could just sit here, right? And likely, though, you know, sorry, likelihood is they maybe don't even commit towards the same bomb site, right? You don't have to. You've got Alu down in the pit, and it's such a strong position to have from here. He could just hold down this entire avenue of the map. And ENCE don't have to do anything. They're just going to wait, see if FaZe make a mistake, see if they get desperate, maybe go for the information peak just to see if there's any fins over at long still. Dren gets burnt out. Believe they waited till they knew they whittled down all the smokes on FaZe before throwing in that final molly. Guardian finished off in the back of the bomb site. And yeah, for Rain, Nico, and Olof, the kind of grim reality setting in now that this one solitary AWP and this force buy they tried to cobble around it might not be able to do anything.
Only one smoke left, though, on aerial for this cross, and obviously knowing this new Dust2, one smoke is not enough. There are going to be gaps. They've got to just jump right through and hope for the best. AWP up on the catwalk from Nico. Both other CTs retaking from the spawn, and Nico's mollied off, so 14 seconds. That should allow for the bomb plant, unless Rain boosting Olofmeister up can stop it. I'm not sure if he can catch an angle there behind the box. Safe plant from ENCE. It won't be for the AWP down, or the player down on long, but it won't make a difference with the kills coming through. Sergey dropping Rain. And now FaZe, do they even go for this, or do they want that AWP for yet another round? And saving it so consistently here on the CT side. Olof may as well give it a go. And actually, he might make something of it. Another kill, which has turned Nico back around to the site, because in a 2-on-2, they have the possibility. The only issue is time. It's ticking. Alexibi, the only one on the site. You know that bomb not planted for X7 here as well, so he has to stay alive, and he's been picked up. FaZe, they do have kits as well. They could just get on this defuse, and they might be able to win the round. Nico sticking it. 2 seconds left up. I don't think X7 can find the angle, but he's got it through the box, saving it for ENCE. Nico could have won that round if he hid behind the back of the site, behind the box, but instead he defuses from the open, and X7's able to find the angle.
Another devastating round for FaZe. I mean, that was one that you could see they'd pretty much written off, right? If it wasn't for Olof getting those few choice kills inside of the bomb site, that would have just been the save. And they get it so close. You think they've done enough. You think they've done everything. X7 able to save the day. Picking up the AWP from Alu's dead body, securing the round. Now 6-7 and a chance for ENCE to tie things up. Looking like we're going to be even Stevens heading into the last round of this first half. It's just pistols for FaZe. You know, almost a full eco bar, the tiny bit of investment. One nade on Guardian, PT50 for Olof, but that is it. There's nothing really to write home about here for FaZe. They've stacked up in mid, 2 players over in short, 2 down in middle, trying to collapse onto ENCE in this portion of the map. The rifles will just outshine them here. So it's going to be the 7th for ENCE. And, you know, worryingly, the buy that's available to FaZe in this coming round, you know, isn't anything to write home about.
Yeah, especially considering a lot of their win condition has been this double AWP on the CT side. Now they're not going to have that as an option anymore. So the last rifle, does he know? I think he does. He heard the shots land, and Nico's finished off. Yeah, the last rifle round of this half, and not a single AWP unless Olof wants to glass cannon it, which I'm not going to be expecting. So all comes up. Rifles in for FaZe. Well, let's see how ENCE decide to take this one now on the T side. Making the right call, at least in the previous round, prior to that eco, of hitting long fast, because FaZe have been so good at shutting that down with their utility. The one round that FaZe's money was low, ENCE abused that. Not going for it again, but Olof getting tagged on the cross. And setting up quick towards this B site, but this won't be a commitment off the bat. The bomb's still left back in spawn. They're holding for the peak, and Guardian will give it to them. Now, in the meantime, Alo's crept out in towards middle, and he might be able to find a kill on a rotating CT player, but FaZe are moving safely within the bomb site, pushing up on short. Aerial throwing a Molotov to cut that one off. And this just gives ENCE more room to work with in middle, because it will delay the push up from FaZe and deny them the information, at least for now.
Oh, and the timing of this push over towards short from Nico and Rain, it could be everything here for FaZe. They have the potential to catch them a little unaware, but Nico tries to drop down. Oh, they weren't quite ready for Rain to fall into the same spot. The issue is, Alu's still here. He's going to get tagged initially, but the A bomb site's given up once again, and Rain now trying to hold this from CT. It's a pretty horrific angle to try and do anything meaningful into this A bomb site from. And Dren able to find one from his long wrap, so he has at least pulled this back into a 4-on-4. Bomb gets planted for short, and this is where ENCE going to post up. This is also where FaZe currently find the bulk of their forces, so we get to see a bit of a head-to-head here.
ENCE, they could cut off this one kit. If they get the kill onto Olofmeister, that's going to be the only defuse kit the FaZe have intact to get on this bomb. It doesn't seem realistic at this point. Olof's still yet to work his way up the catwalk, cut off by the smoke. Guardian trying to win this fight, does manage to take down Alexibi, and Adren does get one as well, but they're starting to fall like flies, and still having two players off, and Olof finally emerges, but it's too little, too late. ENCE, 8 rounds on the half. Really nice call there from them. They know that FaZe have been running this double B setup. They get mid for free. They spot not only Nico dropping off of catwalk, who Alu kills, but they also see Rain drop from short as well, and instantly ENCE go, okay, 2 in B, 1 in spawn. We have the A site for free. We can jump up on catwalk and take it. So nice reactive mid-round call for ENCE, despite the fact that they were setting up for a mid to B initially in that round.
Did a great job as well of holding on to some utility to use in the post plant, right? One of the reasons why you see that round fall apart for FaZe there is Olaf waits over at short so patiently for that smoke to fade, and the moment it does, re-smoke in from ENCE. And at that point, you know, so much of the bomb time has ticked on down. He has to push on through it. I mean, we saw how the rest of the round panned out from that point onwards. So heading into the second, ENCE sporting an 8-7 lead. You consider this was 6-3 in favor of FaZe at one point in time. The Finns have done a tremendous job of not only recovering, but taking the lead here in this first map.
Fast long play for FaZe though, and Aerial has spotted at least 2 players. ENCE in the meantime, they've pushed up middle. Alu has taken a bit of control towards the Xbox, so might have that fast rotate back up on the catwalk to fully stack up on this A site. It's very clear the cavalry has arrived, and FaZe have double smoked across. Alexibi already having to fall back. There's a massive gap in that smoke. ENCE might be able to abuse it. High flash over the top, but Alexibi gets overwhelmed, and FaZe find the first pick. ENCE are going to have to disengage and set up for the retake.
Ooh, Rain in with his second. Sergey tries to do what he can over at short, but it's not enough, and this leaves Aerial 1v4 now. He's been making a few steps, so they know exactly where he is. Ooh. Nice first kill. Okay, spots another, but there's the peek from Olaf. The second here's Aerial go for that reload there, he's going to put him down. So FaZe 2 for 2 in pistol rounds.
What on earth is going on in that Na'Vi NRG game, Harry?
Well, so the other one I found out, Simple got a 4K, but like lost the rounds. That's why it was like a bit, apparently it was insane.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, you know, Simple doing simple things. That round there goes the way of FaZe. Pretty surprisingly so, right? The one problem is they decide to, they run 2 smokes to hit the A-bomb, so they double smoke down at the cross. So you think, right, if you've double smoked cross, there's no way you've messed it up. And you... Ooh, Nico!
Hello. That was clean as you can get, Harry.
Nice little flick, raining him off at the other 4. You know, still suffer a couple of casualties here and there.
But it was only USPs. ENCE seem to be so good at getting value out of the full ecos, right? Think back to their T side, Glock kills galore, bomb plants on that A site. And even then, running USPs, just pushing out through mid, getting 2 kills. That's more than you can really hope for with such, well, non-existent investment. AWP is here for Guardian as FaZe juggle guns over. There's There is an AWP for Alu as well. He is here in middle for that late peek, but oh, Guardian, he moves at the wrong time, makes a step just as Alu goes aggressive. It seems like Guardian even had the read on that late mid peek. The exact angle that Alu was going for, just a second too late. Rain going to try and grass up Cat, but he's caught with a flashbang in his hand, and Aerial will get himself another kill. ENCE, 5-on-3 immediately into this rifle round. Great start to it. What is FaZe's reaction from this?
Well, it kind of goes from bad to worse. They do find a bit of chip damage onto Alu at the very least, but Olaf brought it down low in the process. Doesn't seem like the best of trade-offs for FaZe. Gonna try and work mid here. The bomb on the back of a Dren still floating around over towards long doors. You're looking towards Nico and Olaf here in middle. Aerial holding close at short, and Alexa B playing the drop down corner. Nico has just been so fast today. Quick flick to find Aerial. It's a 3v4, and now with the earlier damage onto Alu definitely doesn't seem impossible.
You saw Olaf drop his gun over to Nico, wanting the AWP because, of course, he's low, and Nico just went, nah, you're okay. And Olaf just picks it back up like, all right, I guess not. Nico is feeling it, though. He's nearing 20 kills here, Harry, so I don't really blame him if he wants to run this AWP. The issue is FaZe, they're running into the B site. They're running into their death. 2 players here, and no way Adren's getting that bomb down. 15 seconds left up. Nico, he's on save patrol. We've seen it time and time again. It's another round for ENCE. It's an equalization up to 9-9 and a clean round to kickstart their economy off to a good, well, beginning on the second half.
Yeah, and that was sort of a similar storyline in the first half, right? You know, FaZe picking up the pistol, but then that first rifle round being able to go the way of ENCE. So they do it here, and they keep it clean once again. Pause cooled on in, and maybe some of that can be based around the decisions in this round from FaZe. Now, they have the AWP, obviously, to maybe try and work some magic with. They could afford to buy up on 2 players, right? So the other 2, however, I think, you know, they might even be... Yeah, they might even be double eco.
Yeah, that's probably what we'll see a buy here from FaZe. We had ENCE in a very similar position back on their T side, if we remember earlier, where they, of course, you know, had a couple of saved guns, but also had, you know, really screwed money on the rest. So they just went for 2 AKs and an AWP. I think FaZe might make the same call here, try and go for a quick B play or a fast long entry. You want to play off of spawn on speed in this round. And yeah, that is the case. 2 AKs, the AWP back in the hands of Guardian, and a couple of Deegs behind. Probably the best decision FaZe could have made here with the money, rather than just playing for that eco. Now Molly's on long will keep them out of this position for the time being, as ENCE set 3 up on the A site. But FaZe, they still want to go despite not having the early position taken. Alu going to be making contact on the corner, but he's fully blinded. No early pick. Aerial's going to get hung out to dry, but he does great job of finding 2 kills. Flashes are fantastic, but he won't go wider. Nico's there and he's fully blind. Cross behind the dumpster. Alu now moving in to try and give him a hand, and a tag going either way between him and Guardian.
Aerial, 3rd kill over at long. He's very much applied the brakes to the FaZe train at this portion of the map. For Guardian Olaf now, thrust into this 2v5. They try to turn their attention to short, hoping that maybe they can find some respite here, but just misses the timing, does Guardian. And with that, that's the bomb dropped. So the chances of Olaf doing much now really have been whittled away. A 1v5 required from the Swede. He's holding for this top mid push. Timing.
FaZe are getting time like nothing today, Harry.
And you know what? I mean, you know, you must kind of, they must even kind of feel like that as well, right? And they're the things that maybe start to infuriate you a little bit. It just feels like nothing's going your way if you're FaZe. And we saw it happen multiple times in one round just there. 10-9, ENCE going to retake the lead here in a matchup that was once 6-3 in favor of FaZe.
Now the money really is gone. Full eco for this T side. Just Glocks. Wow, how the hell do you think that? No idea. Alu gets tagged, but he's going to be keen to take some fights here. Sergey's even done that secondary AWP here, friends. So a lot of range against these Glocks. Ali's still confident to fight middle, has to be very careful, but aware that it's unlikely we're going to see utility come through for FaZe here, so he should have a lot of free room to work some magic with this AWP.
I know what that screaming was a minute ago, by the way.
Yeah.
Simple 1v3.
Nice. It's only simple clips, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I mean, whenever there's like a bunch of yelling, we're just going to take it as Simple's done something ridiculous, and then we'll figure out, we'll deduce what it is later. But a clean round from ENCE here. FaZe not able to replicate the success of those vanilla pistols that ENCE have so often had. And I tell you what, it's been a real treat. I mean, we've seen the AWPers on either side of the equation looking good. You know, Ali having a stand-up performance here for ENCE, and obviously Nico kind of goes without saying, having a phenomenal time of things as well. But there's no AWP here for FaZe. Best they've got is the Scout and Guardian fast long play. The trades go left and right. Alexaby is already here, but he's lost most of his teammates, so how much more can he do? The flashbangs continuing to rain out. The nade finds 1 point of damage onto Rain. That looked like it would have been enough to get rid of him. Rotation in from Alu up on short, but FaZe, they've slowed right down. They don't have to commit to this A site now.
Well, the issue is they have 4 players up on long, so they have no idea what information ENCE have. They could have pushed the B tunnels. We've seen ENCE, be very aggressive already on some of these rounds in the CT side, willing to take fights. So FaZe, they want to be checking their backline. Adren wrapping back towards the B site, making sure ENCE have not taken control of these tunnels. FaZe have this man advantage, so they have the room to send 1 player back and still have a 3-on-3 inside of this A bomb site. But now ENCE beginning to second guess themselves. They've not heard from FaZe in a while, so they move Sergey back within the B site and Alexaby to come in through the tunnels, but he'll be caught out by Adren, and this is all coming up FaZe Clan right now. That bomb begins to rotate back out of long and back into the AWP. Sergey shuts down 1, and FaZe, they double back again, Harry. Yeah. They can't make a decision.
Did you see the mini-map there? That 1 kill comes in, the bomb's like, nope, 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 nope. The only issue is he dodged 1, but it doesn't come without some consequences. Alu's up here on short. They double smoke the cross. This time, no gap in it. Alu holding Guardian. Able to drop it, but now Sergey, 1v3 would be required here from the Finnish young gun. Gonna give it a look in. Ooh. And he's giving it a look. He's not interested. Wrap round from Olaf coming through, and actually Sergey checks it, so manages to take a man down with him, but a 10th round for FaZe, and this is kind of living up to the hype we put around it of being a close map and a close series. FaZe and ENCE just trading rounds back and forth.
And FaZe, as we've already said earlier, this is a must-win map really in this best-of-3 series, with Nuke coming up next, a map that FaZe I think have played twice in the last 3 months, one of them being against ENCE, a loss just last week at Blast.
So the one thing you're thinking though, right, is with FaZe, they continue to let it trickle through versus ENCE, right? Like, and so that to me suggests that surely, if you're electing to not play them on train just because of how sick they are on it, surely you must have prepared something for an ENCE Nuke matchup, and you're going to have a lot to go back and look at because of the game we saw them lose to ENCE in Blast Pro. So, providing they've done their homework, they've done their research, that's going to be a very interesting map to watch.
Well, short pause here. I can imagine a tactical as well. ENCE slightly on the edge of a broken economy. So FaZe beginning to close the distance here. ENCE retain the lead for just a moment, Harry, but it seems like they won't be allowed to get too far ahead of themselves. This double AWP does come at its costs, as ENCE are learning the hard way.
I just find it so interesting about that Nuke second map, right? Because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's what I say. Like, I feel like if you're FaZe, your choice is you either play them on what is usually, one of your instant VOs, or, is your instant VO for the most part. The only time we've really seen them elect to play it at all was in Sao Paulo. So, you know, either it's a map they're trying to bring into their map pool, and that's maybe why we see them testing the waters, and they've been anti-stratting ENCE on it, or they just seem, you know, they have a real godlike appreciation for how good ENCE are on train. I mean, that's where for FaZe, this is a pretty horrible matchup. It does feel like their map pools are the perfect opposite of one another. Sorry, or at least rather in ENCE's favor. You know, Cash being an alright map for FaZe, but it's one that ENCE insta-ban. And, you know, when you take that from the equation, you have the choice, right? Do you ban Nuke or do you ban Trade? Ugh. Pretty horrible spot to be in. So you're bang on, Hugo. This is a very important map for FaZe, one that could potentially dictate the entire direction of this series. In fact, almost definitely will. So let's see what the results of this little pause are. I'm hoping it's tactical, but it feels like it's dragged on a bit now, right? Yeah. You know, they've called in a few of them in a row, perhaps, but no, that sadly I don't think is the case ever.
Better than using none, but yeah, probably not stacking all 4 of the tactical pauses in one short moment.
Give like a nice rousing speech.
Yeah,
I felt
it's a long speech.
I know.
2-minute presentation.
2 minutes. A 2-minute speech. That's pretty short for a speech, isn't it? I thought the whole point of speeches, they were quite... Well, a speech is very long.
His definition of speech, including length.
I don't know. How long is your speech?
I'll show you later.
Saucy. I can hear typing as well, which is like the universal bad sign for like, oh, something's really broken.
At least ENCE seem to be high spirits, high morale, making the best of a bad situation. Hoping it's probably on FaZe's side of things rather than theirs. And that is indeed looking the case. Headset's going back on though, Harry. Yeah. We are seemingly jumping.
That's the universal good side.
Yeah. Opposite of typing right there. It's like typing for your ears.
That is basically what headphones are, isn't it? Like words, but, well, like...
No, Dren's had enough. He's shutting his monitor, closing his book.
He's trying to make it fly away.
Well, you've no escaping these Finnish overlords just yet. ENCE sitting 11-10 up in this map. Only just holding the lead, but this is where FaZe should be able to find breaking point and get back in this one. I say get back in this one. It's been a tooth and nail affair. As close as you can get.
It really has. It's been so back and forth, right? And I mean, you know, that's kind of, it could be very much to one of these teams' detriment. The back and forth nature means that you never let that new economy change come in, right? You never let yourself build up a bank of lost bonus to fall back on. Double AWP brought out for ENCE. Guardian has his over on the side of FaZe. Rain, so he was surely creepy crawling his way through long. Flash goes over, and it likes to be an aerial here to challenge. They have support nearby from Alu. So many bodies here at long, but Nico somehow finds a double, and he might have just given FaZe a chance to get back into this round.
ENCE both peaked at the same time, and they got lined up there by Nico straight after a 2-man advantage as well. It's certainly not how they wanted that to go down. Olaf Meister, he's hearing all these footsteps, but do they remain aware? That's a jump spot. Alu's got the information. They tried to boost a player up on Cat, but now ENCE, they've got to give up the A site. They've taken B deep control by pushing tunnels in the form of X7, so they know that FaZe have A right now. The value is Sergey has that cross held for the time being with his AWP. He's going to try and stop that bomb from going through, but the CT smoke is there. That completely cuts off his line of sight. And FaZe now going to be able to throw that bomb across, give it to the hands of Olaf, flash over the top, but he'll be able to get the plant for long with Guardian on the AWP. I was just about to say could be valuable, but he has been picked off. Sergey, great shot. Alu even landing one up from the catwalk as well, and it's Nico. He's got to find the ace to finish off this round, to break ENCE back. He's been mollied out of position, and Sergey's there with the AWP. Too many numbers for him to deal with. 12 rounds for ENCE. They let FaZe get one, but they're right back on the board here on the CT side.
Yeah, likely just going to see a partial investment here from FaZe Clan. They have money to invest on a few people, but I think you just want to save. You want to get yourself into a position where you can run that double AWP, right? If you want, you know, not the most common thing we really see over on the T side, but you definitely could make a case for it. I think with how Nico was looking earlier, but
yeah,
you know, they want to have all the bells and whistles. You don't want to be cobbling together a buy and leaving yourself in a position where you have to eco down the barrel of what would be, you know, a 14-10 scoreline, or rather 13-10 scoreline.
That scoreline is certainly approaching us with this by Harry. Rain already getting picked off into this round, and FaZe just grouping up for the mid play, but with no flashbangs. It is a very difficult affair. I'll back off to the catwalk at least for now. That's where Alu sits with his own AWP. Great position to get a shot and drop off. Talking of dropping off, FaZe have done exactly that. They've just backed up top of middle, seemingly unable to make a decision on where they want to commit right now. And the more time that is given, the more curious ENCE get. They peer into the B tunnels as Alu drops the bomb up on catwalk. Nico gets spotted, and Alu wants no more of that. Probably the safe play. Guardy's still looking for this B pick, trying to open up something here, but he's double scoped in, and X7 will crouch peek into that. Bomb going out through middle, but that's been dropped as well. And once again, it is just Nico. He's had a great game so far for FaZe, but I think this one's a little bit out of the question.
Oh, most definitely. I've been a big fan of how ENCE have been positioning themselves on this CT side. You always notice they have a strong presence over towards long early on to try and thwart any fast plays from FaZe Clan there. And then they're very, very quick. You know, if they don't see any instant aggression, once they're able to either get a man down into the pit or set someone up elsewhere, they'll fall back, and then they start to hold. You know, that round we saw Alu over on short. We saw the rotation into mid as well. So they post themselves up in their kind of standard CT side default upon initially clearing the long portion of the map. This time they switch things up almost entirely. They have Alexa B and Sergey over here playing in middle, with Alu holding long alone on that AWP. And Guardian and Nico chaining together 2 quick kills. This double mid hold from Ed, something that we haven't seen them throw in, gets just torn apart instantly. FaZe now looking to capitalize on this 2-man advantage. Aerial sneaking down through short. Actually, his position here is going to go unnoticed for the time being. You imagine Guardian should be keeping an eye on this, but he actually gets caught. Nico in with the trade, and now a minute and 5 seconds. X7 and Alu very long way apart from one another, separated between either one of these bomb sites.
In the meantime as well, Dren's actually wormed his way out long. As you said, a position that ENCE have been locking down this map, but not in this 2v4. That bomb will join him, go up towards the A site. Alu's still focused on this smoke in middle as well, but with no footsteps, no movement towards B. ENCE have surely got to know this is not going to be the B play after all. Plenty of utility for the cross here for FaZe, and ENCE will regroup back in middle. Now they see the long smoke as well, so this is blindingly obvious as to what FaZe are pulling through. Olaf is also in spawn, so he has that cat rotate cut down, as well as Rain, who's pushed up on short. And this is going to be as easy as you like for FaZe to close out these last couple of kills. ENCE are trapped in a box, and FaZe have thrown away the key. 11-13. Not letting ENCE run away with this one just yet, but another buy is on the horizon here for the finish. Moving away from that double AWP on the CT side and just sticking back to Aloe on it. Probably the safer decision for now.
Yeah, now this time he changes position once again, does Alu. He's going to take it toward the B bomb site and look to try and clear tunnels early. Flash rains in from Olaf. So that will deny the early peek for Alu. Ooh, that tag. You bet that Olaf heard something. And yeah, you can see Alu's not too keen on peeking tunnels. You know, he's already saw the flashbang rain out, then gets tagged by the molly, given a lot of information away. So instead, he's going to now look to try and watch mid. The only issue he's going to find is that FaZe are already swarming in this position. Sergey is down in CT with this crossfire set up alongside Alu. And Guardian just waiting patiently, waiting to see if any fins creep into his crosshair.
Oh, Alu, dangerous mid-peak there, considering Guardian was just holding the angle, but for now, FaZe are going to be able to get themselves up the catwalk. Sergey will hear these footsteps as well. Alexa B falling back off of long, as FaZe are not setting up for any kind of split here. They could even double back into this mid to B setup. You can see Olaf is also setting up inside of the tunnel, so Unsure as to whether this is a commitment now for FaZe, but with 4 players on the catwalk, you really would like to think so. Goose spot from Alexa B, and Sergey rotates up from the spawn. Flashes over the top for FaZe, and here comes the cavalry.
Yeah, push coming through. What can Sergey and Alexa B do here? Sergey actually able to double down, which is way more than he ever should have got away with. X7 cuts this rotation off through mid in the meantime. And Sergey looking for a little bit more. Missed shot from Guardian. And yeah, Sergey, 3 kills in that round there. 14-11. FaZe, once again, the second they win a round, ENCE straight back, straight in with a victory, and straight in with the reset. Now, a buy going to be cobbled together from this FaZe Clan side. Sorry.
I mean, FaZe are playing really slow right now on the T side. This is not what I expected coming into this game, considering how confidently they started off the CT side with so much aggression on, Nico, for example. I would have thought FaZe would take a far more commanding, terrorist half with these fast, long plays, these quick B entries. Obviously very difficult when you're up against utility like this, but it's not like ENCE have been continually stacking long. FaZe have had a couple of rounds where they've split out long and got the worst end of the stick there, so I think that's dissuaded them from doing it again, but these slow rounds are just so much more favorable for ENCE. FaZe even almost running out of time in that previous round, forced to go for a bomb plant in a 2-on-5. They do not look comfortable right now, and these slow defaults are certainly not coming up in their favor.
No, and you're bang on, right? They've been very much conditioned to stay away from long. As a result of that heavy presence, ENCE was showing there really only for the first maybe 4-5 rounds of their CT half. Since then, it's been a lot more about showing this this pressure over in mid, and it's short. And now we have Alu posted up alongside Aerial here, and it does just happen to be one of the rounds that FaZe try and play out through long doors once again. Now down in the pit, that's where Aerial resides. Alu with the AWP at short. Won't be in a position to help his teammate out because he's going to be a little preoccupied with Nico coming his way.
Well, one for Aerial and the Dink as well. FaZe have no utility going into this round, so this is going to be very difficult. 20 seconds. Again, the timing a problem. Guardian missed shot with the AWP, but he recovers well, taking down Alu. They know Alexa B is up close as well, but he's dropped the bomb, and 14 seconds left up. It's down to Olof. It's all on him to get that plant in. Guardian is catching cat rotates by the second, but Sergey's dropped in as well. Olof with a fake plant. He's got to stick it now. 4 seconds on the clock, and Sergey's up close. 30 HP on either side, and Olof peeks out wide. He'll find it. FaZe Clan with another round. 12 on this T side. Every time it looks like they're about to fall apart, someone saves it for the FaZe Clan. Skin of their teeth, Harry.
Yeah, they're really going to owe Olaf for that one. And actually, it was Olaf versus Sergey in that exact same situation the last time around, I believe, or Olaf versus someone at least. And he wasn't able to get it done in the 1v1. This time he does. Now a Dread, fast play in through long, shuts down Alexa B. Aerial able to trade things out, but that's the one SMG dropped for FaZe. They're not going to be too worried about that. It's already had a good return. 4v4 is going to benefit FaZe. Dread had very much done what his job was. Sergey now boosting Aerial up into position here at short, and this might free Alu up to move around a little bit down in middle.
X7 even pushing into the B tunnels in the meantime as well. This is a really good call for ENCE. They've not had any problems towards B this map on the CT side. FaZe have not once attempted to go through the tunnels, so ENCE have taken the gamble in this 4-on-4 in a crucial round to get all the way behind FaZe, and they've done exactly that. X7 now pushing in through the T-spawn, so ENCE know exactly where FaZe are contained. They've got Cat, they pushed up mid with Sergey. They know that all 4 FaZe players have got to be long here. So Alu waits for contact. Guardian further away from the angle will always win that duel, and Alu gets dropped early on. 38 seconds, plenty of time for FaZe to get this bomb down, and Aerial's fully blind, but no one's checking the site. He gets 2. Damage to Guardian as well, still sectioned off by the Molotov, and that gives room for Olof to come in with a kill. Once again, left to clutch on the A site. Bomb going down, and X7 coming up from the long.
Oh yeah, throws the pistol down there, and that fools X7 into giving CT a little look in. Slowly but surely creeping up. And Olaf holding the angle, but X7 able to deal with it. It's going to be map point here for ENCE. The AWP carried forward pretty much everything they could possibly need. Now, the one thing is even though they win that round, the buy's not going to be great. But
I mean, what a big mistake from FaZe as well, right? They have 4 players coming up long. Obviously, they don't know that the ENCE are heavily stacked on this side of the map because of that push from X7, but no one checking the bomb site as they push up. The first 2 players get gunned down. Guardian gets dinked before Olaf can even try and remedy the situation with a couple of kills. Dear oh dear, ENCE find 15 rounds. FaZe on the back foot here. I mean, as you said, the money not good for either side. They're both cobbling. This is not what you would expect for a 15-12 buy. SMGs on both sides. The AWP on Alu. Guardians on the glass. I mean, this isn't even a cannon. It's a glass. What would you even call that, Harry? It's just glass, mate.
It's just glass because it's like it's deadly, but it's no cannon, right? Like.
If you're dying to glass, that's your problem, I think.
I don't know. Glass is pretty sharp, mate. Well,
just don't stick your head under it. You should be okay.
Under it? No, then you just see through it, mate. That's
you know, I'm picturing a guillotine of glass falling on someone's head.
A guillotine of glass. That's an image. Oh. Let's see. Is that flash out in towards mid? They take a little peek through, try to clear the close angles, don't spot anything. So for FaZe, they've got mid control. The question now becomes, what do they want to do with it? Olaf keeping an eye on this B aggression. He knows that ENCE have been pretty keen on throwing that in. Aerial at long. I was going to say about to be tested, but no, they decide against it. They back away. He's playing the anti-flash. But no one keeping an eye on short right now. You imagine that will be Alu's job eventually. It's just, will he get there in time? How much noise has been made? It's short. None right now. Flash out into middle, gets thrown over from Olaf, and that's going to keep ENCE's attention here that much longer. Alexa B on his rotation up from CT, can't do anything with the MP9 here. So FaZe will be allowed to get this bomb down. It's a 5v5 retake with this mishmash buy on either side. It's really up in the air who's able to win this one. The bomb planted for short. Aerial and Alu both trapped down here at long, and Guardian decapitates the first man. Alu in with the trade. So 4v4 secured, and Alexa B arriving to the occasion. Double MP9. Nico answering back. It's a shooting gallery inside of this A bomb site. And now the bomb planted open, planted for short. They have to deal with these players. No utility for ENCE to facilitate this defuse, to try and force these fights. They double peek into it. Alu, first kill, not the second. And Olaf, he's done enough to secure the round just by hiding.
Close but no cigar. 3 kills from Alu on the retake. And FaZe are going to be able to pick up that mishmash buy, as you say, Harry. It almost seemed like ENCE had the read on a mid to B there. They actually dropped off from a AAA setup right before FaZe went for the execute. There were 30 seconds left. They'd heard nothing. And then, you know, obviously, as you said, there was no one watching short from the site, rather. You would typically have that AWP up on the car cutting down that push, but instead Alu was focused on long with aerial. So ENCE, wrong place, wrong time, and they made the best of a bad situation setting up for the 5-on-5 retake, but FaZe are still going to get it done. Now it's just full USPs. ENCE are going to be struggling to buy up for this last round of regulation. They're just hoping for a miracle at this point. And oh dear, miracles are happening down in lower tunnels. Rain finds 3. Shutdown round from FaZe, not a point of damage taken. Really sending a message here as ENCE. This is not the situation you want to be in. At least they have the guarantee of that overtime under their wing, but look at this buy, it is going to be poor. And considering how much they've been depending on Alu on that AWP, sitting top of the team at 24 kills, he's now going to be relegated down to a rifle instead. Nico, 27 kills on his side of things. Really has been a tank.
You want to see some confidence on Nico. Look at this. He's just running into middle, and it couldn't be a more perfect call in this round from FaZe. Only one man inside of this B-bomb site. It's X7. He's got to be more than a man. And now Alu actually able to find one. They start to pincer in towards middle. FaZe have slowed right down, but Nico, I mean, I don't even know what to say about this performance from him right now. 2 kills found. Guardian deletes X7. Hugo, overtime is looking very, very likely here because NiKo's still on a tear, still putting down Finns across the board. An aerial, a 1v4 required. It's just not happening, is it? 15-15. We're heading to overtime. And that feels like, you know, that feels like how this first map should be going down.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think NiKo very much wanted that. 3 massive entries into that mid portion of the map. It definitely looked scary for FaZe though, right? They had the fast play into middle. They set up for the B split. And then even though they got into position, they got spotted from the CT spawn rotate. And then you just see FaZe suddenly, you know, pull the brakes and slow down. I thought that was going to be their demise, but NiKo just kills everyone in CT. Great work from FaZe to actually pull this one back to 15-15 despite the second half. At one point looking very, very confident for ENCE. They were just trading rounds back and forth with a double advantage, but it is going to be FaZe to find the last 3 of the half. And now those previous 30 rounds out the window, Harry. We've got the double AWP right in for ENCE on Alu and Sergey. Guardian, he's going to be on one of his own as well. We didn't see one single B plant in that entire previous half here for FaZe. Will that stay the same? Because ENCE certainly don't think so. They've set up early with a double B. No presence in middle. Allow FaZe to take that if they do so, please. And NiKo's certainly looking towards it, with the AWP supporting as well. ENCE looking to potentially reaggress on Cat later into this round. They spotted nothing early long, so trying to steal away map control from FaZe, but it's actually map control they don't even own. Guardian only just now begins to move up. The Molotov will keep Aerial at bay on the corner. 3 on the other side. This is going to be a bloodbath.
Oh, but in whose favor? I mean, it's all coming up FaZe right now. It was a 3v3 at short, and FaZe win it out, only losing Rain in the process. Miss molly from NiKo, but you know, he's allowed to miss something every now and again, and at least it's a pretty irrelevant Molotov. Sergey and X7, they're just going to get mopped up down here in mid. X7 really can't do anything here. 1v4, Olaf even able to finish him off. So FaZe 16-15. They win that first round in OT. That can have some pretty grim implications when you've been running the double op setup over on the CT side.
But they don't give a damn, Harry. Double AWP right in again for ENCE. Will not be a problem nonetheless, but FaZe now fast playing long. ENCE have triple stacked this almost every single round, at least to start, and they will do it once more. Aerial and Alexi B already finding damage. A kill apiece and a shutdown onto FaZe in this one. FaZe have found no success on these early long plays. I wanted to see a little bit more from them, but I don't think that's the call anymore. They'll double back into this mid to B play, except no tunnels control. All 3 players coming out through middle, at least for the time being. NiKo's actually going to double back and try and peer over towards Catwalk. He can catch A rotations or even drop into the CT spawn, if so needed. Guardian flashed out in mid. And ENCE are just not giving away picks over on B. I love this. They're playing passive within the site. They're waiting for FaZe to make the next move and make the move they shall. Rain and Guardian both get a pick, and now FaZe have opened up the A site. It's a rotation from Aerial on the backline to flank these players, but he's come in too late.
Yeah, ENCE have big brain themselves in this one. The penny very much going to drop that this bomb is going down inside of A, but at least that's set up nicely for the 3v2 retake. Only issue is this wraparound through long is something that should be telegraphed just from the lack of presence elsewhere. Also the fact that FaZe didn't clear this portion of the map, right? I mean, we already saw the kills come through at this area earlier, and it was Aerial to find them. Guardian gonna get toppled, and this leaves Rain in a 1v1. Not ready for X7, but he's still able to find him. FaZe, a 17th round, and my word, what a recovery it's been from this FaZe roster in this first map, right? I mean, you know, we saw ENCE reach 15. It was only 12 rounds for FaZe, and they've been able to grind their way back into this game. Now they sit with a very commanding lead indeed. And I'm having some flashbacks here.
Yeah. No tags from those quad ops down in middle. As I say, that Olof runs down long, and he will find the first pick. FaZe opening up this round with a man advantage, and we notice as well, Sergey is no longer donning that secondary AWP. It is X7 to take it for ENCE. Sergey has certainly not been going off with his AWP at all. Far more effective with the rifle, at least in this map. And so a good decision by ENCE, but has it come in too late? The last round of this half, and already a man down. Do these Finns sit? It's all going to be on Alexa B here down on long. Adren trading off damage, far more favorable for that of FaZe Clan here, as Alexa B has to give up the angle and set up a re-smoke. In the meantime, X7 has actually been picked up from B. Olof just tapping him down with the AK. He's just entering like a madman. FaZe are turning into a full-on pug, and it is working wonderfully. Yeah,
I mean, he kickstarts this round, you know, by bringing back the old strat Olof. You know, he's like, well, this worked for us before, so let's bring in the quad AWP. It doesn't net them any kills, but Olof feeling all inspired. He's gone on a big old killing spree. Guardian's still waiting back at T-spawn. He's going to find them both. Of course he does. Both through the door, by the way. 18 to 15 map point for FaZe. We saw FaZe win 3 in a row to force overtime. ENCE now in that same spot here in OT. They have to go flawless over on their T side if they want to drag this through to a second overtime. And considering how close these halves have been, right? They've been 8-7s. That's a difficult, scoreline to pull out now for ENCE. On the back foot. With FaZe now starting to feel confident. Nico and Guardian AWPing like absolute legends. And Alu has certainly slowed down in these last 10 rounds or so. We've not seen as much from him, so this is really the key time for him to step up if ENCE want to bring it to another overtime and take Dust2 away. This is FaZe's map pick after all, do remember that. Now bringing it to ENCE, 18 to 15, and the fast long play already coming through from this T side. They managed to take control with that corner smoke, something that FaZe never really employed over on their T side when going for long, and that's why we didn't see too much success. Not allowing anyone to cross to pit. Olofmeister flanking up through top mid, and he gets some damage, but will eventually bail himself out. Rain keeping an eye on lower tunnels, so making sure he doesn't get re-peaked. So ENCE, they may have got long, and that's great real estate, but FaZe fully know it, and they're trapped here for the time being. Just Sergey lurking on the other side of things, hoping for FaZe to get a bit careless and aggressive over on that B site, but that's not going to be happening. It's FaZe again re-aggressing, this time on the short side. Nico waiting for contact with the AWP, but the smoke is yet to go down. That should shield this angle, assuming ENCE throw it. Will go in. Nico has to try and use this AWP like a bit of a shotgun here. Lots of damage done through this smoke, but it's Alexa B to find the first. Now, they just have to flush out Nico inside of the bomb site. That Molotov is perfect. It forces the player at short forward, and Adren going to get picked up. As a result, now Nico fighting for his life. He's going to get put down. 2v2. Bomb plant is available for ENCE, and they will chuck it down while they can. Alu going to get set up down towards long. Oh, he's looking like he wants to peek CT. Bit ballsy with Guardian and Raid on the other side. He might be in for a nasty surprise. Or a collateral potential. Yeah. No, Rain shuts him up. Alexa B has to ace this to try and keep ENCE in this map. He's on to 4. Just Rain left to overcome. And Alexa B desperately trying to keep ENCE on Dust2, and he will. The ace for Alexa B to secure a 16th round and keep the Finns afloat. FaZe gonna be kicking themselves there. Yeah, dangerous decision from ENCE to actually fight CT there. Alu, you could see he was very much fearful of the late long play from FaZe that wasn't coming through, but considering he's fighting CT, he was getting no support from Alexa B at all there, so that really was a solo effort. Great work from Alexi regardless to get the ace, and that will keep ENCE in it, as you say, for yet another round. Fast play on long. Once again, ENCE's bread and butter on the T side of Dust2. FaZe have never been able to contain this throughout the entirety of this map. It's been polar opposites, in fact, when we look at this T side. At least in terms of successes for ENCE, but can they find 2 more? Can they take us to a second overtime?
Will FaZe finish them while they can? Guardian and Nico still here with the AWPs. Nico spotted on the site, flashed off the angle early on. ENCE clear out the car with a Molotov. We still have Sergey sitting with the AWP back in spawn, watching the mid peak, and he moves away right as Guardian moves in, so maybe a missed opportunity there. FaZe still heavy setup on this B site as well, considering we've seen nothing there from ENCE in a while. And it's back to a 4-man A setup, or at least a 4-long setup for ENCE, as now Sergey swapping that AWP back to a rifle will finally go out and join them. Nico again on top of the boxes looking for an early pick. 44 seconds as ENCE set up for this A play. They've got to move fast.
Yeah, they're going to be in a situation where they've just got to commit regardless of what comes their way. And the issue they're going to have is with all these incendiaries on Nico and Guardian, who are both here, they could buy time. You're going to have to just start to run through some of these defensive nades being thrown down by FaZe if you're ENCE. 20 seconds on the clock, and you do not want to be losing the map at series point round to time. 14 seconds, and this bomb's still not down, but Aerial and X7, the kills come through. Rain gets dropped. They leave it down to the wire, but it all pans out for them, and Olof now alone at short.
Wow.
It's not happening. A 17th round for ENCE. Hugo, double overtime looks to be very much a potential here.
That was the nerdiest double peek I've ever seen. Everyone just ducking under, allowing his teammate to peek behind from Goose. That's the worst way to die for Olof. And double overtime certainly looking possible here, Harry, but do remember FaZe still have all the money in the world. No problem to buy up once again. Oh dear. Anything you can do, we can do better, and far more extreme, say ENCE. Auto snipers down middle, it finds absolutely nothing though. FaZe safely crossed to 3 within that B bomb site. Somewhat maybe expectant of a B rush after ENCE assumed they would have got some damage from that spam. That, however, is not the case. The bomb is in tunnels though. ENCE outside of long for the time being, and Adren playing that solo long position. This is a real off angle and a half. Not the most common spot to check, but you can probably find 2 kills from here if ENCE were to go for the execute. However, not looking to be the case for now. They're looking to take control of middle. Flashes over to get them up on the Xbox to catwalk. X7 retakes tunnels, but FaZe still committing with his triple B. Now, one of these B players obviously watching mid, but so is Nico right now. Also with his eyes on the catwalk. And this is exactly where ENCE are coming from with 3 players here. We could even see that drop into CT spawn and an eventual B split given the position taken by X7, and that seems to be the case for now. This could be dangerous if ENCE back off, but they'll instead go towards long.
Yeah, the issue that FaZe are going to have is they're playing very reactively, right? That's all the timing they're going to have is, you know, they have to just react the moment they see the bomb. They're getting no information elsewhere. You think about ENCE's CT sides and even FaZe's early CT side, they were keen on pushing and prodding, trying to get that information wherever they could, but at Dren, you know, information's one thing, but frags are another, Hugo. Nico does get dropped, actually, at the crossroads. That could be huge, because that facilitates the bomb plot. If he was able to hold his ground, this would have been a FaZe round all day long. They're trying to deal with the Dren while they know they've got him alone, and Alu just peeks him with the Deeg. So a 3v3 for double overtime here. ENCE, no time to get into these post plants, so they've just got to try and play off the hand they've been dealt. And Alexa B, how on earth has he managed that? Guardian, 1v3 needed now, AWP over at long, and a nice shot landed initially, but Alu trades. We're going to double OT, 18-18.
This is the game that keeps on giving, Harry. And Alexa B, he's the man that keeps on giving. A 3K to get us to this spot. He had an ace just a couple of rounds ago in a similar position. So really pulling the rabbit out of the hat here for ENCE. And Alu, who's just been fragging all game long on this AWP as well, nearing that 30 bomb himself. We've got 2 players on FaZe plus 30 kills right now. Guardian and Nico, absolute champs. Was definitely worried when Guardian showed up late to this tournament, of course. We saw his first game. He really struggled. He was near the bottom of the board. I imagine jet lagged. I think he just got off the plane and went straight to play. So nice to see that he's finally had some R&R, and now he's back to the fragging. 18-18. ENCE setting up for a B play, something we have not seen yet. They're just going to go straight in, and FaZe have only 1 man here.
Yeah, I mean, well, as you said, right, we haven't seen ENCE just throw in this immediate beast. The Guardian could get caught off, but nice shot initially, trying to buy time, trying to allow these rotations to come through, and Guardian, ooh, he is able to get aerial before he perishes at the hands of Alu. Well, off him with another, and Rain's already flanked round from behind. He's going to pounce his, spring his trap, rather. He pounces onto Alu, and Alexa B, a 1v4 required. Look at that map, by the way. That is a horrific sight if you are a fan of the Finnish squad. Alexa V completely surrounded, trying to desperately find someone alone. But the second he gets one, there's 3 other players there to answer back. ENCE going to be with the, FaZe going to be with the 19th round. And that's the first CT side round we see picked up in OT.
Yeah, crazy to think, actually. But the B-Rush not working out for ENCE by any means, despite running into only one man, although that man was Guardian. Able to find 2 kills. It was actually his flashbang that allowed him to get the second, fully blinding Alexa B there. As FaZe now triple setup on long. We've got that ENCE corner smoke, but FaZe, they are having none of it. ENCE have been doing a really good job of taking this position, but not for now. Instead, it's just a lot of utility to fake it out as ENCE back off and fast play the catwalk. They do lose their long split in the form of Sergey. Unfortunate battle to lose, and now they're running into Nico as well at the back of the site. Olof is just lining them up. Nico eventually getting dropped by Alexi B, but it might be too little and too late. Alexi B, what is he doing? 3 kills out of nowhere, just crouching and peeking at the back of short, and now it's a 1-on-2.
He's the human whack-a-mole, and he's, well...
whacking moles, Harry.
Yeah, he he is. A 19th for ENCE. Alexa V, I mean, that's just infuriating if you're FaZe. Just bloop, peep it up, kills one, bloop, he's elsewhere.
Oh dear. You can't even crouch spam in this game, but Alexa B makes it possible. Again, the triple AWP, so ENCE can fight down middle early on, potentially go for these early picks as well.
Triple AWP.
Yeah, I think they're going to swap them out, though. Alexi B's in spawn with his, so he's going to go back to the AK here. But we do have 2 being run into this round. Alu, balls of steel from this man, as we know. Olof, though, he's already caught him. He's crept around the edge of the smoke, and I don't think Alu's realized how up close he is. Quick kill for Olof. Alexa B, of course, he gets a trade. This man has been doing that and more this game. With the bomb as well, out through middle. Dangerous game. With the smoke missed as well, he was blind. And setting up for the mid to B play here, but that smoke miss is going to create many, many problems.
Guardian actually will get traded. Rain already up in the window.
Oh!
A little bit more than up in the window. Quick double kill. Leaves X7. 1v3. 1v2 now required. Oh, does he think he got the bomb? Because he might. He was stood right next to it. So he's actually going to wrap in through lower mid. Maybe trying to give the illusion to FaZe that he's elsewhere. No, I think now the penny dropped. He's...
On the plus side, FaZe didn't peek into the bomb site, so they actually don't know that he's left the bomb in tunnels. Now they can start to question, okay, is he in T-spawn? In theory, X7 could have already wrapped T-spawn and could be going long right now, but it's FaZe with the double flank on the tunnels. This is the last thing X7 is going to expect here. You can see he's so focused on middle. He does spot it's clear for the time being, and this could certainly work out for him, but a plant within the B site means FaZe are going to be able to trade their way to a victory. He's not ready for that. Adren's already in the back line, and FaZe, 20 rounds here on the CT side. They do finish off the CT side half with a 2-1.
Yeah, we saw FaZe go flawless on their T side last time around. It's only going to require a fraction of that once again if they want to close this out. Let's not forget, you know, I'm going to be looking for the magic number of 22 rounds.
So now after dominant T sides across at least overtime, right, ENCE now have to find 3 in a row on CT if they want to win it here and now. Not an easy feat considering how good this T sider has been from FaZe. But anything's possible, Harry. Let's find out.
Well, at least money's not a factor. We will likely be seeing, I was going to say the double AWP, but no, they shy away from it. Just have the one on Alu. Over here towards long, tries to take the initial peek, flashed off the angle, at least at first. Now they throw in ones of their own, but Nico dodges it. And that will lead to him finding the opener onto Alu. Molotov might rain in shortly after and flush FaZe out of long doors, but they're very content with grabbing that initial man advantage. And what a man to find. It's Alu, right? He's been phenomenal with this AWP for ENCE. Alexa B donning it in his place over here at short, and he's very dedicated to these fights. The best he could have hoped for there is one. And he doesn't even manage that. So Aerial inside of this A-bomb site alone, flashed off the angle. Raid didn't quite see him. Nico certainly does. Bomb goes down here. FaZe going to be reaching map point, as they will be securing this 21st round.
X7 going for the save. I don't think it's going to make much difference. Maybe hoping for a B flank here. But FaZe will not be giving it to them. And yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no point saving here. Money is, as we are in overtime, no longer a factor. But it's not like he can really win this round regardless. FaZe, 4 players, already started to move off, already starting to chase. X7, he may get gifted some kills in mid, although I say that Nico has just avoided him, doubling back towards the doors, and X7 hears the footsteps, but it doesn't make any damn difference. 21 rounds to FaZe here, 1 away from that magic victory over on their map pick. At one point, pre-overtime, this looked like ENCE's and how the tables have turned. Double AWP back out for Sergey. I haven't seen Sergey get a kill in 6 rounds at least. Feels like he's been sitting on 17 forever, and that is not the player that you expect to be almost 10 kills behind his next teammate on the side of ENCE. Alu getting picked off early once again, and this is just not going well for the finish.
And so much damage done through the mid doors even, you know, aside from losing Alu once again initially. You've got Sergey tagged down. Now you lose X7 inside of the B-bomb site. FaZe looking like they're just going to walk all over ENCE in this second overtime. Yeah, you do kind of feel like with some of those mid peaks from Sergey and Alu, ENCE maybe turning their attention ahead towards Nuke now. It definitely didn't need to take those fights down middle. That is an engagement that definitely, you know, benefits the FaZe side, or rather favors. Aerial and Alexa B left standing, and a 2v5 required. You really don't fancy their odds, especially with Olof wrapping through this B bomb site. The bomb now rotates away, and he can just flank Alexa B and shut him down on this push. Doesn't matter. Rain's gonna do it regardless. 22-19. FaZe picking up Dust2, their map pick. Next is going to be Nuke, obviously, and that's where ENCE hope to find their redemption. Yeah,
a map they previously won against FaZe in a fairly convincing fashion, 16-9, just a week ago, so definitely a good chance there. However, man, FaZe are looking warmed up. Guardian ending that map with 37 kills. Nico sitting just behind him as well. I mean, all the pieces of the puzzle are really showing up for FaZe, and despite some great heroics from the likes of Alu and Alexa B, we were certainly missing Sergey there for ENCE. I hope he can bounce back moving towards the second map.
Yeah, and you know, as we kind of said, second map's going to be Nuke.
Yeah.
If you're FaZe, you know, it's a map that you haven't really liked to play all too much, but we have seen them start to bring it out a little bit more recently. And the one thing that I think is going to make this so interesting is if you're FaZe, you kind of had your choice, right? Did you play them on Train or did you play them on Nuke? They made the conscious decision to choose Nuke. So I think they must have something up their sleeve, right? So we're going to find out if that's the case. ENCE currently leading 1-0. FaZe currently leading 1-0. Can ENCE bring it back? Find out after the break.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.